Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another weekly list update. Per usual on these videos, we're going to be talking about some music that I've been listening to for the first time this week. From classics I'm just getting around to listening to up-and-coming artists that y'all absolutely need to follow. And I will link them in the video's description on TikTok, or I'll flash up some socials. So, without further ado, Truly Sad Electronic Music Organic Electronic Beauty by Gutterpunk. I mean, you're definitely getting exactly what the title says. I'm really enjoying Gutterpunk's lean into more experimental music, and the hooks on these projects are even stronger than last year's Punk Everlasting, which already was a great project and I definitely recommend listening to as well. Per usual, give him a follow below. Y'all need to be watching him. Fauna by Sheikah. This was a really low-key album that has some amazing atmosphere and production, some of the best that I've heard this year. Sheikah's rapping fits very well, giving a very bass-heavy delivery that serves these very dense beats very well. It's a short project, but it's very much worth a listen. Be sure to give Sheikah a follow. They're not on TikTok, unfortunately, but I'll flash their other social medias somewhere here-ish. How Long Did It Seem to You by Odie Lee. This little EP by Odie Lee is the injection of folk that I really felt like I've needed lately. I don't know if it's my soft spot for acoustic music or just some of the great lines in these songs, but I really enjoyed the project. Be sure to give her a follow below as well, and be sure to check this EP out if you're looking to get a little folksy in your day. SF44 by Quinn. A commenter recommended this on one of my other reviews. Feel free to give yourself a shout out below if you are that commenter. And this was actually a pretty enjoyable album. The mix of cloud rap production with rage music delivery is a really good one, and I'm definitely going to be listening for more. In Utero, Nirvana. Most people say to start at Nevermind when listening to Nirvana, but I'm bold and different. I'm gonna pretend. And so I decided to start with their more experimental follow-up, In Utero. I wouldn't recommend going that route unless you're already open to some of the freaky shit that's on this album. But if you are, or if you've heard Nevermind already, this album is a good time. Or at least as good of a time as an album this dark and this weird can be. Nevermind by Nirvana. Yeah, this is definitely the best starting point for just anyone looking to get into Nirvana. The hooks are stronger, which is to say that there are actual hooks, which is nothing against In Utero, but this has hooks. And the tone of the album is a lot less off-putting, except for the closing track, which does feel like a signal as to where the band would go after this album. Either way, start here to get into Nirvana. I mean, discography isn't that big. Master of Puppets by Metallica. This is actually the first Metallica album I've ever actually listened to, and I really enjoyed the album's multi-part songs in particular. Every song really feels like its own experience. I think I'm gonna have to listen to Metallica, The Black Album by Metallica. I figured I may as well listen to one of the best-selling metal albums of all time, since I'm going and listening to some Metallica. And I do definitely get why. The Black Album has a lot more hooks than Master of Puppets, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as long, honestly, despite being an actually longer album, which I attribute mostly to the songs being a lot more concise. I'm looking forward to hearing more. Let me know what album of Metallica's I should listen to next. I heard about this other great Metallica album called Saint Anger with some amazing drums. Detroit Deli, A Taste of Detroit by Slum Village. If you remember a few updates ago, I talked about Slum Village's Fantastic Volume 2, and how I liked it, but I did want a little bit more from the rapping. This album actually gave me that. It gave me one of the earliest features from a young up-and-comer in the rap industry by the name of Kanye West, where he sounds as old school Ye as ever. I can definitely recommend this album, a bit stronger than Fantastic, but both are still good and worth listening to. Delusional by Dev Lemons. If you are not following Dev Lemons, please do so. She is one of the funniest content creators I've seen, especially in the more music side of things. This EP took a few songs to get into, but the more in-your-face songs towards the end were the highlights for me. I'm definitely interested to see what she's got cooking up in the future. And that's it for this week. Be sure to let me know your favorite tracks from any of these projects or these artists in the comments, and I'll see y'all for the next review. Peace.